Welcome back, everybody. The Grand Tactician, the Civil War. I'm Grumpy Grandpa Gaming, and this is episode 7 of our Confederate Spring of '62 campaign in version 1.11 using the A.O.M Mod. Now, in our last episode, we did see the Battle of Rapidan Bridge, which was a little disappointing. I expected a bigger fight out of it, but the AI went and messed that one up. But so now, the Army Northern Virginia is sitting in a defensive position from Fredericksburg over to Rapidan Bridge. It may move the Reserve Corps over to here, with the Army of the Valley District, which is still part of the Army Northern Virginia, back in Stanton. And we were also looking at the pursuit of the Army of Ohio, which was down here, outside of Tuscaloosa. And they've retreated off towards Columbus. So I do have 3rd Corps, which is only 8,100 men, which is about half the strength of that army in pursuit of it, with the other 2 Corps returning back up here to Decatur to re-establish contact with 1st Corps, rest up the army, because I want to get pushed into Nashville. So I don't like that the Union controls Nashville. I want to retake that and bring our support's at 77%, but I do want to retake Nashville because that is a major hub for us along the river. So that's something I want to do. So we've pushed all the Union forces back for the most part so far. So I'm expecting May to be a little bit on the quiet side. I'm not expecting any major combat until June, but the AI might just surprise me. Before we go any further, though, we do have a bunch more viewer units to add in. I got all viewer units requested so far -1. And that one is for Brimwolf. I still don't have enough troops from Louisiana to recruit that brigade, but as soon as I do, they will be added in. So we have the Rusk County Raiders for Albert Tang out of Texas, commanded by Hamilton B. We have the Salt Lake Rangers for Mr. Oates, commanded by Beverly Robertson. We have the 2nd Arkansas Cavalry for Dick White, and they are commanded by Lawrence Branch. And I did not change the name of this brigade. This is the 2nd CSA Mounted Rangers. Why didn't... What the hell? Come on. And that is for Inspired J. So I now have enough cavalry brigades. So all these cavalry brigades are actually going to be going to the same corps, and they're going to be forming a cavalry corps under the Army of the West. So the Army of the West is going to get sized up to a full-scale army with Beauregard in charge, as he's kind of sitting in the wings right now, and he's a full general, so he's going to be in command of that. As soon as I have 3 brigades ready to go to set up the 1st Division, they will be heading out. And we do have a bunch of units that are ready to transfer, but I'm not going to do those yet. What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to go through the May monthly, and then I have to go through all the brigades, see where I want to transfer troops to, and start finding new division commanders. So that's going to take a little time. So I'm going to do the monthlies first, and then we'll come back and do that. So economy report. So current rating of our nation is BBB+. That's going to take a nosedive as soon as I hit play, because I just recruited a bunch of units. Our debt increased by 25 million. We did cut 1 bond. Current economy cycle is recovery. It says we took an extra 168 million in tax revenues. And export volume last month was 38 million out, with 92 million coming in. Seems a little off to me. An average core production over the last 3 months was 232 million, a change in negative 89 million. And we're going to be lacking all the same things in our economy. We're never really going to catch up on the economy. That's just it's a pipe dream if you think you can do it. You can spend a lot of time and money, but you just never catch up. It's just not possible. Intelligence-wise, Alright, the federal government is currently discussing the Emancipation Proclamation. I was expecting that to come out. Thought it would have popped already. They completed the following projects: administration reform, logistics reform, recruitment offices, and trade deals. They've created another 8,500 men in 3 brigades and formed a new army, the Army of West Virginia. I did just see that a few minutes ago when I was looking around the map. And that all they did was take the corps that was in existence and raise it up to an army level command. And they're building 12 new ships. Morale federal arms is at 59%. And they've lost... I didn't realize we took out so many officers. So we've taken out Brigadier General William B. Franklin, Brigadier General Philip St. George Cook, Major Hugo A. Wangelin. So it's showing us 3 of the 4. See, I think we took an officer out at... Is it still here? No. Alright. Don't remember the name. I remember seeing the name of the officer in one of the newspaper reports. We're just not going to be able to get that again. So, that's actually a big hit. We've taken a chunk out of their officer corps. We're pretty early in the campaign. We're only a month into the game. Alright, we come over here to finances. See, we've been doing pretty well so far, but like I said, I just did recruit a bunch of units, so this is going to take a nosedive. I'm probably going to cut another bond immediately. So, yeah, we're negative 42 million for the month, which isn't too bad. It could be a lot worse. So we're only short 42 million for the month, and hopefully that does improve. Come over to strategy real fast. No, I'm doing these things kind of out of order, but... So national morale, 84 for them, 88 for us. National support, 83 for them, 92 for us. Morale of the armies is at 59, ours is at 86. I don't expect the Union to do anything for at least a month, possibly 2. Once again, they could do something stupid, who knows. They have 252,000 men in the field to our 153,000. Navy tonnage are always going to out-tonnage us. I'm not the AI. I'm not going to build up tonnage to try and outdo the Federals. I'm just not even going to attempt it. Total casualties so far, they are at 28,581 to our 14,229. Come over to policies. We did just pop off on the Tariff Act a few days ago. We are now working on Government Funding 2. As soon as that is complete, we'll be moving on into the Revenue Act 1. As soon as these things are complete and Chapter 3 is not unlocked, I will be moving back into Diplomacy. I'm not so worried about conscription right now. We're actually kind of good on troops, so I'm going to hold off on the conscription. Though I might do whole cotton trade, because that only takes 6 days. But it does reduce our public wealth. But I do want to get down this line to get the French intervention. Even after they pot emancipation, this will help bring up the intervention status again. And projects, what we got available here? Farm mechanization, always want that one. That might actually give me enough for those Louisiana troops. I do not know. And we're going to want administration reform, get our policies done a little bit faster. So we have logistics reforms. Which would really help us out a lot right now. But we don't have training. We need training reform, so we'll take that. Weapon production, yes. And we don't need any of this, as we're building the Richmond carbines. We don't need to research cavalry carbines. I think that would be good for us for right now. Alright, I'm going to pause this here. I'm going to transfer around some of the new viewer units that are ready to go out. And I'll be back to show you what commands they are in. Alrighty, I made some decisions on transfers here for now. So, the Habsburg Brigade is now going to Jackson's command as part of A.P. Hill's division, as I just made him new division commander. CSMC is not going there, and the 13th Suffolks are joining them. So that is Jackson's 3rd Infantry Division. The 1st Old Georgia Heavy Artillery is going to Jackson, but they will be part of a new division once I have enough artillery for it. And the Georgia Special Battery will be the support battery for A.P. Hill. The CSMC under Lloyd Beale is actually going to the Department of Norfolk. As I discussed at the beginning of the campaign, I do have plans to use this corps for a naval invasion of Maine. So the CSMC going to Hughie's command kind of makes sense right now. And my grunts are going to the Army of East Tennessee into Maxie Gregg's division. No one else is ready to go yet except for one cavalry brigade, but I'm just going to wait for all the cavalry brigades to be ready to go before I put them into the field under a new corps. That'll give time for weapons to be produced and for the units to get some training. Alright, I think we got everything covered for the opening of this episode. So we'll hit play here, and like I said, I'm not expecting anything to happen until at least June, so I'll be back. Alright, it's May 20th in game, and nothing much else has happened so far, but I did start transferring around some more units that were ready to go. So I formed a new division under Claiborne in the Army of the West, which has the McLennan County Rifles, the Yell County Rifles, the Cazadores Espanoles, and the McLennan County Artillery. So they are now the 3rd Division of the Army of the West. So it's really a matter of trying to figure out where I need the troops the most. I'm actually running out of infantry now. And I still have corps that need brigades. So Smith's Corps is not full up. We've got one division that's short in Pemberton. So that's a Missouri unit. Virginia, perfect. So the Cockade Brigade is going to Pemberton's division and Smith's Reserve Corps. Army of the West is full up except for artillery. So they need 3 batteries. So actually, yeah, the 1st Texas Field Battery Light. Oh, that's the Gonzales Rebels. 1st Texas Field Battery Light. And these guys don't have a perk yet, do they? No, so Gonzales Rebels will go to Price's Corps. 1st Texas Field Artillery Light will go to Maury, and these two will go into the Artillery Division as they don't have a perk yet. So I want the Vera units to have most of the good weapons, so these guys will eventually get 1-pounders. Yeah, I think that works for right now. And we have Missouri and South Carolina. I really need to fill out these 2 corps, consolidate them into 1. So I think the 13th Mormons are going to join Smith's command of Army of East Tennessee. These Yorkshire Volunteers need to go, because they are North Carolina. I want to keep them on the East Coast, so any of these brigades, divisions short? No. We got 3 divisions in Hill's Corps, so they will go to Longstreet's Corps. I think Hood Kentuckians will go with them also, and I'll have to recruit another generic brigade for them. But we'll see what it looks like come June with the money. We're going to hold off on sending out the other batteries for right now. So they will go out. I think as soon as I fill out the rest of these units, they will be going out. That once I have artillery, better guns for them also. That'll be it for now. I should be back with the June monthlies as the Federals just haven't been doing anything. Alrighty, it's now June 1st. We made it through the entire month without seeing any action. So I probably will be forcing an action here pretty soon, as I am now planning on pushing into Nashville. But before we get there, it's time for the monthlies. Alright, current rate of our nation is triple B+. We did not cut any more bonds. Surprisingly, I'm very surprised by that. So I don't know how we pulled that one off, but we did. I guess passing the taxation policy helped us quite a bit on that front, at least for the short term. So I do have more troops in recruitment right now. Current economy cycle is still recovery. It says our tax revenues decreased by 39 million, so it's evened out to what we brought in a month 2 months ago. So we increased by 39 last month, we lost 39 this month. Export volume last month was 63 out, 150 coming in. And crop production was 219 million, a change of another negative 13 million. And once again, as I said before, we won't even go through the shortages, as there's just nothing we can do about that. Economy-wise, so as you can see, we spent a lot more money, but somehow we still managed not to cut any bonds. So I did put 3 more brigades of infantry, 3 more brigades of artillery into recruitment. Yeah, we just came up shy of cutting another bond right here. We had 2.5 million left in the bank. So we do have to start chopping down on the army upkeep, as the army's going to start growing. So I do need to start grabbing that logistics reform sooner rather than later. Coming on up to strategy, intelligence. They're still working on Emancipation Proclamation. That'll probably pop off sometime this month. They've completed supply reform and railroad construction. Doesn't show them recruiting any more troops. But they are building 4 new ships and started another squadron in Biloxi Bay. That's not good. That's down in Mississippi. And the morale of their armies is now back up to 81%. So, outside of fighting in Tennessee, they should have good morale. Come over to policies. We are still working on government funding 2. That'll be done in another 15 days. Once again, once we're done with that, we'll be moving into Revenue Act 1. Going into projects, what do we got available here? We will take a level of railroad construction, as I do plan on building them. I'm waiting for another level of farm mechanization, as that will help us out quite a bit. But we do have enough to send envoys again. We're at 38%. Now up to 43%. And that's going to drop back down with Emancipation Proclamation. But every time we could send envoys, we are doing it. We got here. Alright, logistics reform is what we want, so we'll take that, and that took all the rest of our funding. Alright. So coming into strategy. Yeah, their men field is not changed by that much. I think they just filled up the ranks that they did have. So national support hasn't changed. National morale has not changed. Once again, the morale of their armies is now back up to 81. It was down in the 50s. They have 266,263 men in the field to our 180,281. We're never going to catch up to them on naval tonnage. I do have a bunch of casemates and ironclad gunboats coming into line here in the next few months, but it's not going to really change our tonnage all that much. And casualties, they are now 29,100 to our 14,382. As we just took just prior to this a few days ago, we did retake the New Bern garrison. Now we've retaken New Bern. I have moved Hughie's command up into Richmond. I'm waiting for him to get to full green, and then I'm going to be sending him down to, we're going to take another swipe at Fortress Monroe and see if we can't take out that door on our side. Once Fortress Monroe is taken, I'll be sending him down to the port over here by Fort Macon and sending them north up to Maine and capturing Bangor. This is really more of an experiment, as I plan on this kind of being the main push for me, but also I want to see how the AI will react to me having an army operating up in the northern reaches of the country. The AI does it to us all the time, so I want to see how they will react to it. And as I said, that was a campaign objective for this playthrough. So I want to get that started as soon as we can, as there's a lot of fortifications that have to be sieged down up there. And I'll be sending that corps in under strength. It'll only have the 2 divisions going in. I'm not, until it's in place and I see how the AI reacts, this is basically what its makeup is going to be. Outside of recruiting 2 support batteries, this is what its makeup is going to be. If the AI actually does start moving after them, I will add more troops in as necessary. Other than that, it's been nice and quiet. So our Mississippi's been resting up. They should be fully green. So I'm going to be pushing them north into Nashville. And I might be making another limited move with the Army of East Tennessee against Morgan's commando. That is a big distance. And you do have the Army of West Virginia operating down here. They can come intercept us. So it's kind of a risk if I do that. But we're going to start pushing with the Army of Mississippi first. And we'll see what happens with it. So I'll be back. Alright, it's now June 2nd in game, and we do have an engagement here in Tennessee. So the Army of Tennessee of the Department of Mississippi is in contact with our Army of the Mississippi. So we were running a herd on the Army of Ohio. They were retreating before us. We're actually overtaking them. This army really should have just... In reality, this army would be surrendered and captured or completely disintegrated and moving away from us. It really should be disintegrating as we've just run right past it. They were sitting here at Pulaski. I guess their morale just never recovered. And it looks like the Army of Tennessee was coming down to give them a hand. So numbers are fairly even. They are bringing 38,596 infantry, 587 cavalry, and 71 guns. To our 34,903 infantry, 3,400 cavalry, and 98 guns. So we're definitely taking this fight. So it's Lew Wallace against Albert Johnston. So I'll be back after the load screen. Welcome to the Battle of Columbia. So we're on the Murfreesboro map. And the Federals defending back here towards Wayne's Hill. Well, not much of a hill, but that tree line does make a good defensive position. So we only have 1 corps on the field right now, and that's 3rd Corps, which is only 1 division of infantry, a battery of artillery, and a brigade of cavalry. Now, the rest of my forces will be arriving shortly. 1st Corps should be start arriving as soon as I hit play. Reserve Corps is 6 hours behind. Another division of infantry, and 2nd Corps is about 22 hours away, which isn't bad, but I should be able to do this with what I have on hand. But it shows 18:30 on the clock right now, but we don't know if that'll be true or not. Let's see when we hit play. Alright, yeah, it is. Last battle, it said, end of the day, and we actually started at midnight. So I'm going to start pushing my forces across the river over here. Get lined up south of Murfreesboro and wait the arrival of the rest of my troops. So I'll be back. So it's 1945, and the Federals are in a very, very interesting position. I thought this day was going to end at 1900, but I guess it's going to go to 2000. I wish if it goes a little longer, I'll be a happy man because I'll be able to start positioning to block the Federals. So they're not even on the objective point, which is back here. They are forward of it and across the river. Now, if this was the defense point, I would not attacking across here to be foolhardy. And as far as they're actually not coming across for this cavalry brigade, so let's get them back in the wood line over here. And for some reason, my corps commander rode forward with them, but that works out, as he can command them a little better. So I don't know what the AI is thinking with this one. I really don't. This is usually a very good defensive point, too, because they got to force their way across these 3 bridges. You can just line up the infantry and artillery back there. But if I had some more time to get Johnson's division into position up here, I could block these crossings and go and seize the objective and make them come at me. But Union AI is definitely going to redeploy overnight if this ends at 2000. One division from my first corps is on the field, still waiting for the other two divisions to arrive. So it's going to take a while. The way they come onto the field now, it takes about an hour for a division to come onto the field, or an hour in game, as the brigades arrive in marching order. So looks like I'll probably be back with a day 2 start. Right, it's now 0500 of day 2. My forces are kind of spread out across the map as they came onto the field here. One corps is still not arrived. They're about 11 hours away still, so they'll arrive some point during the day. And it looks like the Federals have not moved yet. I'm hoping they're still in position. They may be, they may not be. Force is still in position to keep an eye on them, but I don't know if they're there or not. We'll see when we hit play. So my plan for right now is move Johnson's division to cover these 3 crossings here. Breckenridge's division up here to this crossing point, and push the rest of the forces through up to the objective point and get a coverage on this ford over here and over here. That's the plan for right now. So we'll see if we can't just force the AI to make a bad attack against us and not the other way around. So I'm going to get my troops moving. Let's hit play here. Okay, looks like they're still in position. Wow, they were really lined up. I got better sighting now. Yeah, I'm going to march right past these guys and take that objective. So I'll get my troops moving. It'll be a few hours yet, so I'll be back. Alrighty, it's 0700 of day 2. And I do have 3rd Corps in position, which is only the 1 division. They are building some breastworks under fire right now. I do have their support battery up, but he's getting pretty well handled. He's not going to... They just broke. Kind of saw that happening. Reserve Corps is marching past them now to take up positions at this ford here. And I have Forrest and Lindsay standing by to move on the objective point. I'm just waiting for Clark's division from 1st Corps to come up behind the woods. They're taking a little bit of a longer route. I don't need them marching down this road in front of all these guns to come in position over here. Probably take it now with the cavalry, but I do want infantry standing by just in case. Because as soon as I take that objective point, it should kick the Federal AI into motion. Because they're just sitting steady right now. And this is going to be a long one, so... Today's battle brew is a fresh bottle of Balvenie Caribbean Cask 14. So, probably quite a few more hours before I have anything happening. Probably at least midday before I make any type of move, unless they're going to start coming across at me, maybe. Get some guys on those guns. Any artillery I put up is going to get hammered. I got my artillery. I got 1 artillery division with 3 batteries coming up over here, but it's going to be a while before they're in position, as they're still roadblocked down this way. Not even across the river yet. So once again, the artillery is all over on top of each other, as usual. So it's going to be a while before they are in position. So I'll be back. Alright, it's 8:42 in the morning, and we just seized the objective point. So now it looks like the Federals are going to try and start pushing troops across at us. And thankfully, Hinman reformed his personnel. Yeah, they're going to march right past us, aren't they? You're not working on defensive work, so we'll send you over here. So I need 2 brigades to cover this crossing. hoping Trabeau recovers, but I don't think so. He just ran away from his corps commander because I'd like to get him back on his guns. These guys are not in a good position right here. So send that one brigade across was the only reaction they've had so far. You guys still working on that? Yeah. You guys dismounted. And cover that crossing point. The other infantry divisions are on their way. So what I'm thinking right now is when my second corps arrives, which is another 7 hours away, so it would be a day 3 thing probably, is have them come up on the rear. Because my troops are coming in from down here, and I'm marching out and around to get some dispositioning over here. So I can have my final corps come up this way towards the Wilkinson Turnpike and attack the rear of the Federals, if they are still here on day 3. So I'm not planning on making any offensive moves at this point. So I'm still outnumbered by them until my other corps arrives. My artillery division. There it is. They're just taking forever to get up here. You can start taking care of these guns out this way. But things are slowly coming into shape. So we'll see how things go. Now we hold the objective. They have to come at us. Yep, there's Clark's division coming up now. So I'll get them to relieve the cavalry and send them out to cover this fort over here. So I don't see much else happening throughout this day except for the artillery duel going on, so I'll be back. So I got a little distracted here, did not hit record. So the Federals are pushing on me hard right now, and I mean hard. They are coming across everywhere where I did not expect them to. And dragging my troops along with them. I hate to say, because I was over here looking for a missing division when the Federals started pushing across. And who's wounded now? Major Shoot, that's our battery commander. Alright, that's these guys over here. What are you doing? Ugh, my entire plan just fell apart. Because I wasn't paying attention. Still in our favor. They pushed across here and got out our artillery division, but that's not a big deal. Push down and start taking those batteries out. No, not you. Everybody's at short range now because I got drug into hand-to-hand combat. Oh, there's my missing division. Ugh. You guys go hit them on the... Where the hell are you going? Shoot them. Our Trabeau just broke. Range. Okay, ignore that infantry behind you. You're getting taken care of. Man, this just completely caught me by surprise. And this is damn disastrous. This is not a big army. This entire army is the size of their corps. Get artillery while it's on the bridge. They're broken. These guys are detached from their divisions. Oh, Lord. Things have gotten ugly. Bring the cavalry in behind. Everybody start coming this way. All because I was damn distracted. And that happens in this game. It does. I've never had it happen this badly to me. So I heard the firing, but they'd been sending skirmishers across the river all morning, so I didn't think anything of the firing. But even with them sending the whole army across it, the whole corps across it, it's gonna make a difference. So more troops coming up to fight that are not fought yet. A lot of wars come over, right? Broken unit distracted tonight when that happens. Cavalry's waiting for their orders. Does not appear to have mattered, as it's still in our favor. Casualties are high, much higher than theirs. We're at 11% casualties, but I still have another corps coming. Advance and get into cover. Those batteries are gone, so no, we'll put you across the river. Knock out this batter before these guys come up on the flank. There we go, get your flank undone. Oh, this is ugly. But still moved very heavily in our favor. And these guys are firing at the guys down the river. Very good. Those are coming up. I got this brigade behind us they don't appear to be using. I've got 2 wounded officers I know about so far, probably more than that. Yeah, it looks like just the 2. Burn and shoot 2 battery commanders. I don't think any brigade commanders have actually been wounded. That's kind of odd for all the fighting. I hope nobody gets defamed because this was completely my mistake. there's the cavalry. And man, he just broke. Get rid of that battery. That's a detachment, it's not a battery. I have a feeling Hindman, even though his unit broke at the start of the battle, might end up as a hero of this one. Oh, and they're retreating. There we go. I'll take that. This was just chaotic. Whew. I'll admit it, I really screwed the pooch on this one by not paying attention. I knew the AI was going to react after I took Wayne's Hill, but they didn't react right away. And that's my fault for not paying attention. Honestly, if their morale had been a little bit higher, they could have just forced me off the field. They really should have. To be honest with you, they really should have. No, we're out of time. Never mind. Just going to send the cavalry at this brigade, but no point. Oh, man, that was ugly. Alright, so we took down 2,600 of their 39,000 infantry, 5 of their 600 cavalry, 40 of their 100 guns, for a total of 2,900 or 41,000 man force. We lost 2,952 of our 34,890 infantry, 9 of our 3,400 cavalry, 68 of our 104 guns. I've never lost that many guns before. Total loss of 3,602 of our 39,866 men. And like I said, this is completely my fault because I was not paying attention. Ugh. Let's take a look at the paperwork. Let's get a new battle save going first. Alright, 3rd Corps did the lion's share of the work, but the Reserve Corps first. Bowen's Brigade did 481 to infantry, 1 artillery for a total of 482. Statham's Brigade did 170 to infantry, 8 artillery for a total of 180. Trebow's Brigade did 180 infantry, captured 14 for a total of 194. Trebow's Battery did... Oh, they broke at the beginning, so they really didn't get anything. Division total of 857. 3rd Corps, Wood's Brigade... Did 255 to infantry, captured 2, 76 to artillery, captured 18 for a total of 351. Forrest didn't fight. Manny's brigade, 407 infantry, 63 to artillery for a total of 470. Hinman's brigade, 103 to infantry, 107 to artillery for a total of 210. And Hinman's batteries did 292 to infantry, 2 to cavalry, 52 to artillery for a total of 346. Division total of 1,377. And First Corps, Lindsay and Pillow. Lindsay brigade didn't fight. Pillow's division did not get into the fight. Clark's division, just those shots they got at the end. Same with Chatham. Only Stevens' brigade really got anything in there. Let's get closed out of here. So, this goes to show you the danger of looking away from your lines and having the game at an advanced speed. I was running it at ×5, which is not generally that fast, but if I'd been watching the battle lines, I would have seen the movement, but I wasn't. As soon as I looked away from the battle lines, I should have slowed the speed down, but and that's just what happens when you don't slow down the speed when you're not looking at what you should be looking at. So the Brigadier General Wood has fallen in disgrace, so he's got to get replaced. That's 2 battery commanders and a brigade commander. What I thought was going to be a nice, easy jaunt into Nashville is anything but. At least it wasn't a loss. Okay, so it looks like a Major Sweat has become a national hero. Sam Wood has got to get relieved, so he'll get one of the garrisons down in Texas. So the Battle of Columbia has ended with the Army of Tennessee retreating in panic. The Army has reportedly suffered total casualties of 2,921 men. There were 518 killed, 446 captured. Our casualties total 3,602 men, which we really could not afford to lose. 525 killed, 1,700 missing, called 1,800, and the rest wounded. We've captured 1,081 rifles and 15 guns from the battlefield and sent 439 soldiers off to our prison camps. If you can't tell by my voice, I'm very upset with myself right now. So it looks like we're going to be sitting in place here for at least... we should be able to push into Nashville without a problem, but there might be another corps up here somewhere. And only the 3rd Corps is down the orange, but this is our territory, so they can still fight. And Reserve Corps is down the orange also. We'll let this one roll off. There we go. And I do believe we'll end this episode here. Everybody's marching back onto Nashville again. Like I said, we'll end this one here. If you hear the snoring in the background, that's my pity again. She got a little bored watching me. So if you're a new viewer, returning viewer, you've not yet subscribed, please think about hitting that subscribe button. If you do, remember hit that bell icon so when the next video comes out. Like a brigade in one of my armies, please let me know in the comments below. Type of unit, state it's from, weapons, officers, and I'll oblige on all counts if possible. And once again, comments. As always, please do keep them coming. And I will see you all at the next episode. Stay grumpy.